We're live.
Hello.
So. Why is it coming? Let's see if we are up here. It's very dry. Yes, we are live.
Yay.
Cool.
Hi
everyone.
Hello.
Okay. So we're here today for British Business Q&A, and we've got Melanie Blane from White Rabbit Skincare today. Just briefly to introduce what British Business does. We are the bridge to business, and we want to link students with the entrepreneurial ecosystem that's available in Scotland, and encourage them to be more entrepreneurial, and also give them opportunities to develop their skills, because enterprising is very important, and through that we can also become more employable. So either if you want to do your own thing and set up your own business, or if you want to work with someone else, being entrepreneurial and using enterprising skills is always a useful thing for you to go on. So I'm based now in Ayrshire College. We started the program in January, and I work across all campuses. So if you ever have an idea about a business or a project you want to run, I can help you with this, and I can refer you to different agencies across the area. And we also have a £100 test market grant that you can apply to. So we also have in-house resources that we can give to students. Anyway, enough from me. So I'll pass on to Melanie to give a brief intro about what she does and what her business is about, and then we'll do a little bit of Q&A.
Yep, so to try and not completely do my full pitch, but basically White Rabbit Skincare is a luxury, eco-friendly and award-winning skincare brand based here in Kilmarnock. Our products are 100% vegan, and Cameron.
Sorry, I realised that this doesn't work like that. So we have to move. Sorry.
Yeah, our
Learning by
products
doing,
are.
guys. Sorry.
Oh, we both have. The products are 100% vegan, handmade, as I say, here in Kilmarnock. They are also fully certified by PETA and also Nature Watch, and we are hopefully going to get our Vegan Society accreditation this week as well. So we've been very fortunate to be supported by a number of businesses. We've worked with like Bridge to Business and Fresh Start before. We also work with the likes of the Prince's Trust, Entrepreneurial Spark, and like local Business Gateway as well. So it's definitely worth taking advantage of these kind of support systems, I guess you would say.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yes.
It's part of the entrepreneurial ecosystem, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess like the first question, that's kind of the question, like how did you get started? How did you start your business?
I have got the skin condition psoriasis. So I, although it is stress related, I found that when I was going to the doctor, they wanted to prescribe like steroid creams. And I wasn't very keen on using that, just mainly because they're kind of chemical packed, and also the animal testing factor. So I started out, it was years ago now, but I started making like my own products for myself. And then when interest kind of started picking up from friends and family and so on, I kind of realised, there might be kind of a business idea here. So I then approached, I think it was the Prince's Trust I went to first, and I was very fortunate that I got like a grant and a low interest loan from them. So that enabled me to launch the White Rabbit Skincare website and get all my branding and everything done, because initially I was literally printing everything myself, and although it got me by, it wasn't the best. So now we've got lovely branding and everything, and we've been going 3 years as of April.
Okay, cool. So I guess, was it you at the beginning, or did you have help from your family at first, and then how did you?
It was me in the beginning. I've been very fortunate to have loads of help and the support of friends and family. My mum is chief labeller of the products. But I'm hoping in the next maybe even couple of months to actually take someone on full time. So that's kind of, I'm going for some more funding like as of next week actually. Which I'm scared to say too much in case I jinx it.
But fingers crossed.
Yeah, but it kind of reaches the stage where you can only do so much yourself.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed that will come off.
Right. So right now, are you doing everything yourself, or you still have help from? Are you also managing your social media yourself? Or?
Yes.
All right.
So
good.
You have to be kind of jack of all trades when you have your own business. But it kind of gets to the stage where you end up working more in your business than on it. and you never really get the chance to fully expand it. So that's what I'm hoping. If I take someone on, they can help with the kind of day-to-day tasks, and I can go out and kind of do the sales side and that kind of thing.
So I don't know. How did are you? I don't say how you happy with Grow, but like, did you find that the Grow, apart from your family and friends, was like organic, or did you actually have to push for it, or was it like just organically started growing more and more?
I would probably say up until maybe even the last 3 months, it's been a kind of organic growth, because up until December last year, I was actually still working part-time, and when you have that kind of extra income coming in, you kind of think, oh, it's fine, I guess you kind of rest on what you've got. But when I decided to go full-time with my business, suddenly I was like, oh, I've got a mortgage I need to pay, and I really started focusing on like developing like my retailer relationships, and getting the products really out there and into stores and things. So from that, I've kind of seen like a really kind of sharp rise in the kind of growth of the business. But in terms of like support as well, it's kind of, I've been very lucky that I've not take it for granted, but I just know that I'm really lucky I've got those people to help me. So
I had a question for
Sorry. I'm waffling on.
So what's actually background, except from like, obviously we know what your business is, and you mentioned you work part-time, but what was your background before that? What was you doing? What were you doing? What were you planning on doing with your life and career?
Well, my background's actually mainly in like admin and reception office work. But I've got a degree in history from the University of Strathclyde, which is completely unrelated to anything.
That's good.
But I did it because it really interested me. And I thought, if I'm going to spend 4 years at university, I might as well do something that's interesting. But I guess going to university and having the background in the office work, it's taught me a lot of like skill sets, and even things like working with other people and teamwork and attention to detail. So you might not think that something you're doing right now is linked to or how it can help you, but it does all kind of tie in. Somewhere.
Good. So you had no beauty or product design background at all, so you just started mixing your little things together?
I mean, with cosmetic products, you do have to get them all tested. So when I started giving them or selling them to people other than myself, you're required by law to get them tested. So unfortunately, there's a company down in England that does all the testing for me, so all the products are all accredited and everything, so that's good.
Good. Right. So you were working and you were admin, I guess, full time, and then you started doing the products, and like what then? Can you just describe more when you realized, okay, this could be something, and then what made you actually go for it? And then did you go from full time to part time, or did you still continue and was looking into how it grew and kind of balancing your income?
I guess when the interest kind of took off initially from family and friends and things, I realised I had a kind of viable idea. And then once I went to the Prince's Trust, and they kind of reviewed my business plan and said, yeah, we think you've got something there, and then I also joined Entrepreneurial Spark that I've mentioned, and that's kind of really helped me take it from what essentially was a hobby or a sideline to what is now my full-time business, and it's all kind of about literally pushing yourself, because I was always waiting for the right time to go full-time with my business. I was working up to December, but then that job ended, and I did consider looking for other part-time work, and then everyone said to me, why don't you just try it? And I guess there is no right time, because you're always going to be thinking, oh, I'll just wait till I earn X amount of money, but that might never happen until you actually fully put yourself out there. So now that I'm doing it full time, I'm thinking, how did I actually combine the two?
Always do what you have to do, right?
Yeah, but I'm certainly kept busy.
Right. So what would you recommend if someone would start up the business? Would you recommend them to actually jump in cold feet, or because there's people debate that if you actually jump in cold feet, there will be the stress, and you're actually in it and you will make it happen. Whilst if you still have your part-time job or full-time job, it's like you're not really in it. and that's why you're not like people say you might not be as determined. So what would you recommend? Which is recommend people to go?
To be honest, I think it kind of depends on the person. And I wouldn't want that responsibility of saying to someone, yeah, just give up your job, just do it. And then it might be like the worst thing ever. I think if you've tasted the viability of your business and you know, like I had got to the point where I think I was just being kind of nervous because that's in my nature.
Yeah.
My business had been going for nearly 3 years and it was doing a turnover and I had an established customer base. Whereas it would be different if I had just woke up one day and thought, yeah, I'm going to start a skincare business without actually testing the market. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with someone just going, yeah, I'm just going to seize life and just do it, but it's personal preference really, I'd say.
So I guess in terms of like testing market and variability, what is for you? Like, how would you define if someone asked you, how do I know my market, my idea is viable? What would you advise people on thinking about and kind of like more technical aspect of?
If you get the chance to speak to people who aren't family or friends, then definitely do that. So take advantage if you've got like a social media good base. So I've now got over 3,000 likes on our Facebook page, and I regularly do like polls and put up questions and that kind of thing. Because the thing with family and friends is they're very biased towards you. So like my wee mum, she'll constantly tell me that everything's wonderful, and and it might not be. So, and I was also guilty in the beginning of when I had started the business. I was quite recently finished being a student, and I still kind of had that student mindset of, yeah, I would pay £5 for a moisturiser, when really that wasn't. Now, for example, my moisturisers are kind of £17, £50, £20 mark. When I actually went through and did the proper price breakdown of all the ingredients and making money on top of that. So you do kind of have to take yourself, like remove yourself from your own thoughts in your kind of little circle of people and try and get help from, like, even if you go into the likes of Business Gateway and they can recommend like or even like potential mentors, that kind of thing. It's just kind of sourcing out these resources and taking advantage of them.
Was there any point where you thought and your family were saying, yes, this is the way, and then you fell flat on your face and kind of like had to get back up again?
It happens quite a lot, often on a daily basis. But the thing with being an entrepreneur is you what is it they say, you fail fast and then you and cheaply, so you just kind of have to get over it, I suppose, and then pick yourself up, and especially when it's your own business and you've got no one else to blame. It's human nature. You're always going to make mistakes. There's always going to be. It's a big learning curve. So you just have to keep going, really. But Jennifer's asked us a question.
All right. How did you promote your business at the beginning?
Well, social media is an amazing thing, obviously, because it's free. Although I do know now that the likes of Facebook, they are now leaning more towards you have to pay to reach a huge amount of your audience, which is really annoying. So as I said, I've got 3,000 likes on the White Rabbit skincare page, and a lot of the time if I just do a general post, it'll maybe reach about 300 of them or something really stupid. But certainly get involved with like Twitter hashtag chats. So for example, we're involved with like Vegan Hour, Ethical Hour, CF Bloggers, which is the cruelty free bloggers chat, and a lot of the time just by going on there and getting your name out there and almost becoming a person of like what is it they call it, a key person of influence. So if you're knowledgeable about something and you can go on and share your knowledge, people then tend to recommend you. So I hardly ever use like conventional advertising, so like print advertising, because these, number one, they're very expensive. So a typical tiny little ad could be like £300 to £500, but as I say, social media is free and it's technically word of mouth, and it gets your brand out there.
So what, did you ever use paid advertisement?
I did in the beginning, because you kind of get sucked into, you know how they give you the spiel of it reaches this amount of people, and I remember buying an ad in, like, I think it was Vogue magazine, but it was like, you know, the ones right at the back, it's like just a full page, and I don't think I ever got it.
Where you have like one person who's like, oh, yes, I read it in the book.
So now I'm a bit more cautious.
That's good. So what's your favourite part of owning and running your own business?
It's a great sense of achievement. And the first thing that came to mind there was actually the flexibility. Although you never really have a proper day off as such, it is great to know that if something comes up, I'm my own boss. So if I have to go somewhere or if I have to take a day off for whatever reason, then I have that option.
Yeah.
But it's even just things like being asked to come and do something like this. Like, I never thought that a year or two ago that I would be doing something like this, but just the days you're tearing your hair out and then something will happen, like someone will leave you like a nice review, or they'll like tweet about you or something, and you just think, you know what, it is really worth it, and it's nice knowing that you're making like a small bit of difference somewhere.
That's good. Do you still like get very happy for every single tweet you get in, or every single review? That's good.
There was one that I'd shared the other day, and it was a woman who said that the Comfort Cleansing Balm, like one of the products, smells like, she gave this beautiful like description. It was like waking up on a summer's morning or something, and I was like, oh my god.
I make that.
But you get these surreal moments of like, I do make these products and people like them.
And you came up with them.
Yeah.
So that's really good. And then, well, I guess on the back end of that question, what's your least favourite part? And
the fact that you don't really get a day off, and the buck does stop with you. So when things do go wrong, and I guess what terrifies me the most is when I do employ people, I'm going to be like solely responsible for them. Yeah. And although that is really exciting, and it's going to mean that my business is expanding, it is that huge sense of responsibility, and you know, I'm going to have to be paying their wages, and I guess sometimes it's a bit frustrating on the financial side of things as well, because as a small business, often there are resources out there to help you, but sometimes it's trying to access them as well that's difficult. And I'm not saying that just because you're a small business you're automatically entitled to help or whatever, but some days I feel like I am.
Yes. So what? Sorry.
No.
So what keeps you coming back and being like, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm not just going to go back to an office job.
Well, there was a quote I read recently, and it was like, work hard to make your dreams happen, or someone else will employ you to work on theirs. And I just think I'm so lucky that I'm doing something that I'm really passionate about, and it's something that I really love, and I'm making a bit of a difference. So, for example, we also, some of our products we donate to charitable causes from. So even just kind of helping that small way, I think I'm really lucky to be doing it.
Yeah.
So
It's good. And then kind of something I like when people ask me is like, if you had a magic wand, like what aspect of the business would you just fix, except for the money?
Yeah.
Like, what's one thing you'd be like?
What would I fix? That's a good question. Probably not very suitable for Facebook Live, where I'm like, 5 hours later. See, to be honest, right now, I wouldn't change anything. Apart from maybe get some Wi-Fi installed in my unit. I would maybe, if I could get the brand known to more people. So, for example, last year I approached like Whole Foods, and I had to send off like the entire range of products to them in London, and they I think on the back of it being an unknown brand, and they just kind of said no, and they didn't really give any proper feedback. And I get really frustrated because sometimes other retailers have said that to me. They're like, no, we want to stock products that, or brands that people know, and I just think people aren't going to get to know the brand until you actually take the chance and stock them, and then it becomes known. But I'll get there eventually. Maybe just not as fast as I'd like.
So, are you stocked right now anywhere where you could go and buy your products? I think this is like, where can you get your stuff now? But
yeah, we've got, I think it's, last count, it was about 16, like, in-store stockists, like, kind of independent people.
Yeah.
So there is a link on the White Rabbit Skincare website if you want to go and look. And also on kind of online places as well. But I'm waiting for the kind of... I always used to say that I wanted the likes of like Marks and Spencer's to stock me, but I think I need to walk before I can run, because I forget that it's still very, very small. And if Marks and Spencer's, I think they've got like something like 400 stores. If they were to turn around and say, yeah, we want to stock you in every single store, I would be like,
So having that realistic approach onto your dreams.
So slow and steady wins the race, I'd say.
What's so you've mentioned the next step of like employing someone. What are like other steps that you're thinking of taking a business, or are you thinking of expanding? Are you happy with how it is right now? So you want to get more known, but do you want to be like the vegan skincare brand everyone will talk about?
Well, that is the vision. The company vision's to be the most influential vegan and natural brand in the world.
Right.
It's not just in the UK. But I guess if I take someone on, it then means that they can kind of help with the production side, and then, as I say, it means I can focus on the kind of sales and talking to potential retailers. Because at the moment it's trying to juggle like your time and priorities, and things always come up that you end up putting to like the bottom of your list and you never quite get to them. So I'm trying to, as I say, walk before I can run. I think you never know. Like if I take one person on, I might end up taking on so much more business that I'll need to take on more people. So
yeah, hopefully that would be like a good
progression. Yeah.
Good, another question. I keep forgetting my questions.
I keep putting you off when we're waffling.
It's just, I can't remember. Well, I guess I could just go back to my list and just like, what, like, again, generic, but what was the last useful tip that you received that actually made an impact on you?
It's probably not the last one, but it is
the most recent.
Yeah. Well, the one that's kind of stuck with me is just basically getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, because a lot of the time opportunities lie in the area that you're not comfortable with. So for example, it could just be something like going to like a networking event and introducing yourself to people, because you never know who you might meet from that, or they might know someone. So for example, I'm looking across at Microtech over there. I'm also part of another group, Ayrshire Business Women. I got a scholarship with them, and Chris McMail, who's the founder of Microtech, he is our mentor, and through him I have met an amazing woman, Elaine. She's actually the retail operations director for Dorothy Perkins in the UK, and myself and Chris went up to Glasgow to meet with her, and she's been amazing in supporting me and putting me in touch with different people, and just really, if I hadn't kind of made the connection through Ayrshire Business Women and Microtech, I never would have like met her. So it just shows you just take every opportunity that's given your way as well. So something like this, if you're ever asked to do a Facebook Live thing, then come and do it.
Oh, don't have to. Yeah, that's good.
I keep putting you through. I need to be quiet.
No, you should be talking. Just, obviously, I want to make it relevant to what you keep saying, and also make it relevant to students, and kind of like giving them tips on what they might need to set up their own business. So, but you mentioned obviously networking and getting to the right people. Like, how did you get on about it at the beginning? And are you quite outspoken and you just like project yourself out there, or do you tend to be humble and just keep things myself?
No, I'm very.
Mom doing the rest.
Yeah, I'm very. I'm a naturally shy person, and even like when I was coming here tonight, I was really nervous about doing this. But you do just have to push yourself. Like, see, compared to when I first started my business, like 3 years ago, I'd probably still be hiding away in my kitchen making my products if I had the chance or the choice. But through going to like the different organisations I'm kind of involved with, and it really, you do have to kind of get out there, and you would never really progress if you didn't go and meet people. And don't get me wrong, like, there's still days where sometimes I would quite happily hide away, but as I say, it all comes back to, you never know what opportunity is going to come up until you actually go out there and speak to people.
So who was the first point of contact that you made when you decided to make it a business? Or
I went to, did I go to Business Gateway? I think I went to the Princess Trust first, and then Business Gateway are really good for like workshops and things, and they're free, and they're often run by, well, they are run by like industry experts, so they're really helpful kind of building up your skill set. In terms of like the networking, I used to go to like nearly absolutely everything, but sometimes you have to stop and think what's the most beneficial for my business. So I don't go to as many now unless they're like, I don't know, not necessarily really relevant to what I'm doing, but for example, someone who, I don't know, is maybe their business is all about HR, they would maybe get more out of going to all these different networking things, because generally there will be people in there who are employing people looking for HR, whereas not everyone's going to be looking for natural skincare products. And that's maybe an hour or two out of my diary that I could be using to, I don't know, contact potential customers or things. So you do have to try and prioritise and diary manage, because it can be easy to, I'm saying go to everything and take every opportunity, but be sensible about it.
It's like always find the fine line.
Yeah.
And like, speaking of line, I think we've reached also the end of our Q&A.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. I was just chatting away.
So, like, one last question, and what's like your favourite tool, like useful tool to use on your everyday basis to kind of run your business, like some kind of like get like a tip to a student, like this is what I've used, use this?
I would like to say something really modern and like an app, but mine is actually my Filofax, because because a calendar and a to-do list is really important and it's really helpful, and if I didn't have my diary and my day planned out, then I would be lost. But and you can't beat a good old pen and paper.
That's good. Well, that's good. Well, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be live again tomorrow and on Wednesday and on Thursday with other entrepreneurs. And yeah, make sure to come back if you want to see more of this. And
good.
yeah.
Thank you for watching, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.